So, hello everybody, and welcome to this stream. Oops. Okay. Hello everybody, and welcome to this stream. Okay. So, good. We looks like we have good stream here, good live. So, I believe we can continue. Where is it? Where is it? All right. Nice. All right. So, let's go. I believe we can go and proceed right now. I'm not going to explain that much since since I'm going to cover this right now. So let's go, everybody. Hello everybody, and welcome to this stream. And today,
Good morning,
um,
and if you're just joining us, we are coming to
ha,
you live from the
nice.
International Space Station Flight Control Room covering the departure of Northrop Grumman's Cygnus XL
All right.
spacecraft from the
So
International
this is
Space
just
Station.
a USB
You
mouse
are looking
of
at
mine.
live views of the Cygnus spacecraft attached to the Canadarm2 robotic arm.
All right. So yeah, hello
The
everybody,
station
and
is currently flying
um,
260
good evening
statute
or good
miles
night
above South America right
from
now,
me.
and we see some great
Yeah,
views of
it's
the
already
solar
at
arrays
least my
deployed
place
on
right
the
now
Cygnus
in our
spacecraft.
place in South in Borneo. It's already 7:33 p.m. right now. So hello everybody, and welcome to this stream. I'm Dennis Suguwa, your host today for this for the undocking of this CRS, the commercial resupply mission. We are going to see the undocking of the Northrop Grumman's Cygnus CRS NG-23. So this spacecraft that actually brings tons of foods, science experiments, and whatnot will be undocking from the
The view
International
currently
Space
on your
Station,
screen
as we are
is
going to
from
see
the
right
end
now
effector of the
that
Canadarm2
that
robotic arm.
it's
This
going
is
to
the
go
view that we will see as the
for
Cygnus
things for
spacecraft
sure. We're
continues to
going to
back
see
away
it's
from
going to be
the
undocking from the
robotic arm and
International
from the
Space
space
Station,
station this
hence
morning. So we
beginning the
continue to
mission
monitor that
for the
view
Cygnus CRS
while we are
NG-24,
going through our coverage this
not only
morning.
to be undocking but as well to re-enter back to Earth. So we are going to see for sure, and this is the view of the Cygnus um, unmanned spacecraft here. This one is the cargo resupply spacecraft.
It's Houston on 2, just for your information. We are down 1 IMU. We're still go, but we're going to take a couple minutes to talk about it down here, so we might be a minute or two delayed from our planned release time.
All right, so looks like from what we can hear, IMU actually stands for initial measurement unit or initial
Thank
measurement
you for
unit, if I
sending
remember
that call
correctly.
out
That one
to
is
the
actually
Bureau.
responsible
And
for
so via
controlling
IMU,
and also
we
for
are
guiding the
tracking
cargo
the
resupply
release of
spacecraft
food
there,
potentially to Earth
and
and
also
into the
literally
environment here in the
any of
Philippines.
the spacecraft, the space rocket itself, that will guide it to the correct position,
Houston, go
correct.
for Cygnus
Uh,
departure on time. Perform steps 3 and 4 in 1.602. Release and departure monitoring.
All right, so we have slight delay, 1 or 2 minutes
For
from
departure
the
and
plan
perform steps
plan
3 and
undocking, plan
4
departure from
in
the International Space Station. But
1.602.
however, this should not prove to be a huge problem.
Good
So
call
it
outs
still
right
will
there. And
go,
you just heard
and there
that
will
we are
go
just
for the
about
step
under
three
two
and
minutes away from an on
step
time
four.
departure.
We are going to see
The
that
NASA
procedure soon.
Northrop Grumman's
Soon,
commercial
and
resupply
it's going to be
mission to
released
return us to
from
the
the
International Space
Canadarm.
Station.
Okay, from the
Once again,
Canadarm
you are
2,
looking at
as you can
live views
see
of the
here right
Cygnus
now.
XL spacecraft attached
And
to the Canadarm2 robotic arm.
yeah, and as you already
Indeed,
guessed, this
16
is
years
actually a
release of the
Cygnus
International
XL
Space Station.
spacecraft there. As you can see, the even the solar panel, it's uniquely it's uniquely very unique. You can see there. There's like two so on there's a pair set of circular almost circular solar panel there. You can see from the left side and also the right side itself. And if you can see it's like divided by two on one of each solar panel there. The the northern northern side, northern hemisphere side, and also the southern hemisphere side of for the solar panel there, as you can see. And this one, okay, so ground will go for release. Looks like even though one
Comms from there
IMU
this morning.
unit is
This
down,
time,
but
we just received
fortunately
the go for release
it's
and
be
departure of the
it's
Cygnus
still going to
XL
go for the
spacecraft
mission
from the
itself.
flight control teams here in Mission Control Houston, as well as the Northrop Grumman teams in Dulles, Virginia.
All right, so that's pretty awesome there. Okay, and getting ready. By now, by my calculation, uh, they they should have already released by now, but as you can hear, there's some slight
Proceeding with
delay.
release.
Okay, so proceeding with release. We are going to see there. Nice. Okay, so let's go. Proceed for the release from for undocking from the International Space Station via the Canadarm 2 robotic
Release
there.
commanded.
Okay, so release
This
looks like
mission
has
remains
already been
Houston as we continue
commanded
our
there. And
operations.
for new and existing viewers, hello, hello, and welcome to the
And
stream.
we heard a red call.
You are watching,
Release was commanded. The
you are now
Cygnus
watching
XL-Cargo
the
spacecraft on its
undocking of
way
the
at 6:05 a.m.
Cygnus
Central,
CRS
7:05 a.m. Eastern.
NG-23 spacecraft. This one is specifically the Cygnus XL spacecraft bus there. It's pretty big. And originally from this design, it should have already been launched from Antares rocket. But however, as some of you actually already observed before, and at least even on my side, I can confirm the Antares rocket has a lot of trouble
As we
development
continue
problem.
joint
But
operations between
but
NASA and
hopefully
Northrop
in the
Grumman's team at
300
their facility in Dulles,
series of the
Virginia.
Antares 300 series rocket, hopefully it can go better than usual. With the first stage, if I remember, it will essentially plus minus a
And we
modified
should be
Firefly
seeing a
Alpha
drift out from
um,
the
first
screen
stage
right now, the
booster there,
undefector.
but probably they will might use the block 2 or maybe block 1, we'll see. So yeah, and speaking about the Firefly Alpha Block 1, it has already been launched
And we heard that
almost 12
call out right
hours
there.
ago,
Signals are
and
open,
unfortunately
and
I'm
the
not able
Cygnus
to
XL
attend
spacecraft is
uh,
continuing to drift
I'm
out.
not able to attend right on time, so unfortunately. But we are going to see that replay soon, and it has already been undocking and released from the Canadarm 2
With
robotic
this on
there.
release
You
and
can see
confirmation from the
it has already
mission
been
crew, they
released
have
almost
disabled the
20
space station
seconds
thrusters.
ago,
This happens when the robotic
and
arm
when
releases,
it's released, it's actually
and
will
the
depart and
spacecraft
drifting slowly one by
releases from the
one,
spacecraft, so the
as you
space station
can
stays in the
see
same
from
orientation with
there.
no motion. Teams
So
did this
so
during the
it's
mission. There are no
already good
automatic
there.
thrusters that are firing.
Okay, and by now I have also forgot to tell you that all right. So looks like we are go right now.
We copy. Proceeding with back away.
Okay, so now proceeding. Next, if I remember correctly,
Good
it should
call
be
outs right there as we're seeing the spacecraft back away or drift away from the space station.
okay. And also, I forgot to mention to you that even
The
though it's
spacecraft is flying free away from the robotic
already
arm.
undocked from the International Space Station, it still has to adhere with the uh, apologize apology. Okay, it actually has to accompanied by not only it has to go within the safety margin of the imaginary bubble. How do I say imaginary bubble safety within distance and whatnot. The, yeah, just like how it applies with the approach, it's also going to apply it with the similar situation with the undocking and also departure
Cygnus
from
was
the International
successfully
Space
released from
Station.
the International Space
And you,
Station
as you can see, it's
this
actually
morning at
going pretty slowly,
6:06
slowly,
a.m.
and slowly.
Central,
And one of
7:06
the other
a.m.
reasons is
Eastern.
that due to safety as well,
However,
let's just
the
say,
space
for
station
example,
was
if
flying
all of the IMU
260
systems
statute miles above the sun
literally
this morning.
gone disabled, technically yeah, technically
Good
Canadom 2
call outs
actually
for
still
back
can
away,
go
and we
and
see
capture
the
this
Cygnus XL spacecraft
spacecraft as
continuing
well
to back
if
away
anything
from
happens.
Canadarm 2
But so
robotic
far it's
arm.
still good, even though one IMU unit is down, and for some of you guys actually not uh, uh, guys or girls or whoever here, Okay, it's already been 5 meters from the robotic arm itself. And for all of you guys not know, not understand what IMU
And
actually
as
stands
I
for,
mentioned
IMU
earlier,
stands
European
for
Space Station
Inertial
astronauts
Measurement
stand by
Unit. This one is
monitors
pretty
monitoring
important
today's
because
operation on the space station's rocket.
it's also
As they
one of the
continue to
important integral
monitor
system
as the
um,
spacecraft
to
continues to back away
to
from
actually
the
not only
International Space
balancing
Station.
the spacecraft, whatever existing out there, it's also responsible for
You
guiding the
heard how
spacecraft
others were proceeding with back
to the
away as well as
appropriate
back away in
position.
progress, and now these
Without this
Cygnus
IMU,
ground
there's
teams
going to be a
are
lots of
beginning
problem
commanding
in the
the
mission
spacecraft to
by
back away,
as times
and we
goes
know
by.
that back away
And
will
also,
begin. We're seeing
as
good
some of you
phases
know,
of that separation.
this IMU failure sometimes uh, can also be responsible for tons of problem. One of the
Great.
famous
So
problem with the
as the vehicle
IMU that
continues to
actually
back
causes
away,
the rockets to actually go gone haywire is, if I remember, one is the Proton M launches of the GLONASS around 2013 or 2015, if I
so we're
remember
seeing
correctly.
great
That one
pulsar
is due
heat
to
from the
the
International Space Station's
one
robotic
of the
arm.
IMU
You can
guidance
hear
system were
conversation
installed
between European Space Agency
practically
astronauts over there now
upside
as well
down.
as
So
the
when it tries to go,
our capsule
the rocket
communicator.
thoughts there's something problem with the alignment. So it tries to go in the wrong direction and it explode and it spews tons of um, very toxic dinitrogen tetroxide and also unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrogen, aka N2O4, and also UDMH. And as you can see, it's already still going back pretty good there. That's also one of the famous incident regarding to the IMU incorrect installation and also going haywire as well. Another one is the Long March 3B of the Intelsat 708 launches. Yeah, 708 if I remember correctly.
You
Yeah,
just heard that
it
call
should be
out for back away
708.
complete, and we are standing by for
Oh,
the departure
sorry.
burn.
uh,
Once again, Cygnus
Excuse
was
me. I'm because
successfully released from the International
I'm
Space
trying to
Station's
fact
robotic
check
arm
again
at
my
6:06
facts
a.m.
here. I
Central,
don't want to get it wrong.
7:06 a.m. Eastern.
As you can
At the
see,
time of release,
the
it's
Cygnus
a
XL
Cygnus line
spacecraft,
over the
the
south of Earth.
Cygnus CRS NG-23, it's actually looking pretty smooth, departing from the International Space Station. As you can see, it's looking pretty beautiful there, isn't it? Okay. Let me see. I will try reconfirm again what I'm saying.
So, as mentioned, we are
Yeah,
standing by for the
uh,
departure burn. The total burn
for the
is
maiden flight of the
647
Long March
departure
3B,
burn, and that
carrying
puts the
the
spacecraft in a
Intelsat
24-hour
708,
safe trajectory
due to
away
the
from the
simple
International Space
wiring
Station.
fault regarding the IMU, as maybe some of you already saw, the result is almost pretty similar to the
Cygnus
Proton
departure
M
burn is available.
failure launches
Roger,
in
departure burn
2013,
55 in
but it's
1.602.
going up and going to the side for pretty a little bit longer, around 20 plus seconds before it landed back to the nearby
Great call outs as
villages,
well as views
essentially
that we're seeing
becoming
right here.
an
The departure
uncontrollable
burn is
guided missiles.
underway.
And
As mentioned, it will
unfortunately,
last
some
about
of the
6 minutes
villagers
and 40
died in the
seconds.
incidents because if I remember, the
This departure burn continues to
Myelin
move the spacecraft further
village
away from the
that's
space station,
near
which is currently just a
to the
little
launch
over
pad.
18 days away.
Unfortunately, some of them actually perish in the incident. Could be
During the departure
tens,
burn, we
hundreds, or
will
even thousand.
hear a keep out sphere
Yeah,
exit,
but
so we are
officially
standing by
said
for that
around
call out.
6, 8 like that. So, but as you can see, it's pretty important. That's why the IMU has to be made pretty robust, and it must have some kind of redundancy system similar to the guidance computer system as well. And as you can see, it's departing from the International Space Station, looking pretty good for the Cygnus XL spacecraft. Specifically, this mission is the undocking of the Northrop Grumman's CRS NG-23 spacecraft. As you can see, as most of the mission has already been done, no more scientific studies um, no more scientific studies need to be unloaded, instrumentation unloaded
As
anymore,
mentioned, we
already
are standing
complete,
by
and
for
some of the
keynote
waste no
speakers.
longer needed. So
There
of
are
course
two
it's going
boundaries
to
around the
depart.
International Space
And
Station. The first is
talking
called
about the
the Kuiper sphere,
departure of
just like in the
itself,
neighborhood of the
of course,
space
by the
station.
time
So
it
once
will
Cygnus
re-enter
passes the
back, usually it
Kuiper,
will
it
re-enter
then travels
around
further out and
um,
passes the
it,
approach ellipsoid. This is
usually
ultimately
it will
will
re-enter
send the
back
cargo
to
spacecraft
the
on its
Point
24
Nemo. Point
hour
Nemo is
safe
basically
trajectory.
around the empty area
These
of the
boundaries are safety boundaries
Pacific
that
Ocean,
require go, no
where
go
there's
rules.
literally no
They're
civilization,
used in the unlikely
no
event that
people
something
there,
goes
and
wrong.
there's
The
not
Cygnus
even a single
spacecraft
land,
as it
not even an
departs.
island there. So usually
The
when
first
it's
zone that
by the
I
time it's
mentioned, the
re-entered
Kuiper
there,
sphere,
it should not impact people
it's a zone that consists of
surrounding
imaginary
that
spheres
area,
around the
and it
space
should
station with a
not
radius of
give
200 meters.
tons of problem
And then the
to
second zone, a
people
little bit
around
further
the
out,
earth.
called the approach
So that's
ellipsoid, is
what
an
we
imaginary
know
shape
about this so far.
measuring 4 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. Essentially, think of it as a large three-dimensional oval. These
Yeah,
boundaries are
like
just another chance to confirm that all of the guidance, navigation, and control systems are working correctly on Cygnus as it continues to move away from the space station.
yeah, so basically, she'll be by around 2 to 3, 4 kilometers away. There's it's still within the imaginary bubble safety zone there to ensure that all of the control guidance system and also the IMU working pretty well. Because as you heard from the earlier call around 10 plus minutes ago, one of the IMU, the initial measurement unit
If you are just joining us, we
there
are coming to you now from the
unfortunately
International Space
unfortunately
Station Flight Control Room
were knocked
here
offline.
at the
So
Johnson Space Center in
that's why
Houston,
it's you
Texas.
need to be very careful there. And we and also hopefully the missions can be done pretty well. We enter back to earth with
We are here
no
to continue
problem,
our coverage of
yeah,
Northrop
whatsoever.
Grumman's 23rd commercial resupply services from
Yeah,
NASA to the
and
space
also
station.
shortly after this, we are also going to see the CRS
The Cygnus
NG-24
XL
launches
cargo spacecraft,
pretty
named the
soon. It's
SS
not going
William
that long.
McCool, is Northrop
Should be
Grumman's
around
22nd commercial resupply services
should be
mission to
around
the space
a
station.
week, a week or two
Following
from
a
now,
175
and
days
that one will
study,
be
the cargo
launched on board
spacecraft
the
departed the space station this
Falcon
morning at 6:06 a.m.
SpaceX's
Central,
Falcon
7:06
9
a.m.
Block 5
Eastern,
rocket. So
as
we
the
are going to
station
see that
was
soon.
flying 260
All
miles
right.
above
So
the
as you can
sun's
see,
Atlantic.
it turns out it's slightly a little bit more earlier of delay than usual because they said like, hey, maybe we have delay around 2 or 3 minutes, but it turns out only just 1 minute delay. So it's good, still good within the margin
And
error there.
Sophie, yes, departure burn
Okay.
is complete, and in fact, Cygnus has exited the 200-meter keep-out sphere. And from all of us here in Houston and our partners at Northrop Grumman and our robotics team in Montreal, we want to thank you for your assistance with the departure today. We
All right.
also
So
want to thank
200 meters is
systems that went
already
back to Earth
going
for a
out
job well
from
done.
this
We thank
imaginary
the
safety
large
bubble
format vehicles
there,
brought aboard to deliver some
the
power,
nearest one.
science, and
So
supplies, and
it's
perhaps most
good.
importantly for you folks, snacks. Missions like this don't happen without the dedication and teamwork of so many people across NASA and our partners, and that spirit of cooperation and excellence was captured in the very name of this vehicle, the SS Commander William McCool, someone who embodied those same values every day. Thanks for your help today, Sophie.
All right. So that's pretty interesting call
Thank
we
you to
hear that.
everyone on the ground in Canada, in the US, and everywhere all over the world for making this beautiful event happen. It's magic to see and to witness how technology and science, what we can do with all of this. It's very beautiful from here. I'm going to hand over the mic to Jack. He has a few words to say.
All
Thanks,
right.
Jen, and thanks, Sophie. Good morning, everyone. I'm U.S. Navy Captain and NASA astronaut Jack Hathaway, a member of Expedition 74 on board the International Space Station. While astronauts serve long-duration missions, resupply and cargo vehicles bring new science experiments, critical hardware to carry out our mission, and care packages from our families. Leaving us today is a Cygnus cargo vehicle that carries with it a tradition of naming the spacecraft to honor someone special. This Cygnus is named in honor of Captain Willie McCool, a NASA astronaut, a naval aviator who was serving as pilot of the Space Shuttle Columbia on STS-107 in 2003, when he and the crew tragically perished during reentry. We
Yeah,
remember the crew and hold their families in our hearts and prayers as we continue our shared mission of human spaceflight.
yeah. So
For me
unfortunately,
personally, it's a great honor to have followed some of Willie McCool's footsteps as an Eagle Scout, Naval Academy grad, naval aviator, and test pilot, and a first spaceflight assignment as a spacecraft pilot. He was an inspiration to me when I was a young naval officer, and I strive every day to be worthy of the legacy and the example he set. I feel grateful today to be living and working on the ISS with my fellow crewmates while the Cygnus spacecraft Willie McCool was berthed to Node 1 Nadir, our Earth-facing docking port. As we watch the Cygnus depart, know that she performed her critical resupply mission flawlessly, and today we say fair winds and following seas as she heads off to complete her mission. Following naval tradition, we will now render departure honors by ringing the ISS ship's bell. Spacecraft Willie McCool departing.
Thank you for that, Sophie and Jack. We appreciate it. And like you said, it was a job well done.
yeah. So apparently, the naming of the spacecraft were also dedicated and
Great
honored
words from
to
our
the
both
NASA
NASA
astronauts,
astronauts in Canada
William
and NASA astronaut
McCool,
Jack
one of
Hathaway.
the crew on the
We had several
Columbia mission of the
conversations just recently to partner
STS
in this campaign, and
105
shortly
or
after that departure
106 or
from this crew,
107
we
from
heard that
what
Cygnus
you can
did an
hear. And
excellent job this
unfortunately,
year.
they
This
all of
means that the
these
SS Willie
six
McCool
to
spacecraft is
seven
now
crew, if I
exiting
remember
the
correctly,
International
were
Space Station's 200-mile
um
boundary.
tragically tragically died on the way back to the Earth due to the striking form that actually hits the
Here in the International Space
left wing
Station's control room,
of the
Flight
Columbia
Controller Liz
space
and
shuttle
Mission Control are in
that best
joint
that
operations
when
working
it
with their
actually hits,
counterparts
it
at
actually
Northrop
hits at a
Grumman
very,
Space
very
Center in
important critical
Dulles,
part.
Virginia.
One of it is, if I remember, the
Earlier
tire
this
pressure
morning,
sensor
robotics
and
operator
also
here at
temperature
Mission
sensor.
Control
So
received the go to
when
decode Cygnus, and they're going to use the Canadarm 2
all of
robotic
this
arm
reentry
to uninstall
plasma
the
heat
spacecraft from its
actually
port and guide it
going
away
into
from
that
the substation into its release position.
exposed tile at the left
Crews
spacecraft
present
wing
landed
there,
and snares were
it
released
actually
as
knocks
the
down these two
spacecraft
first.
free flew
But
away from the
just
robotic
like a
arm, and the
blowtorch
cargo
carter there.
spacecraft was
And also
successfully released
the
from the
rest of it, it
International Space
actually
Station's
affects
robotic
inside
arm
of
at
it. And
6:06
eventually
a.m. Central,
eventually
7:06 a.m. Eastern, as the space station
when
was
the
flying
OMS and also RCS
268 statute miles
no longer
above
able
the Atlantic.
to take control of the space shuttle anymore due to the sheer force itself. Eventually, the left wing got detached,
Once released,
and also
Cygnus
one by
completed
one,
a
all of it
successful departure
were
burn that
detached,
lasted
and up
approximately 6
until the
minutes and 40
last part,
seconds,
one of
and
the
then
last
it
part
just
is the
caught
payload
frost at the
bay itself.
200-meter key
And
atmosphere.
unfortunately,
We're
no
now
crew was
standing
survived
by,
in
waiting
that
for it to cross
incident
the approach ellipsoid.
on that fateful
We are seeing replays
February
here
20,
of the International Space Station Flight
2003
Control
or
Room
January
as we
2003. Yeah.
continue
So
a
it's a
signal
very, very
handover between
fateful, very
satellites.
tragic day for the space community as well. So that's why it's very important as well to honor this astronaut.
As mentioned, we
Unfortunately,
are waiting
yeah,
for
but as we say,
NRG's Northrop Grumman's 23rd Commercial Resupply
um,
Services Cygnus
it's
XL
not
spacecraft to depart
all
the
smooth and
approach
whatnot.
ellipsoid.
But yeah, that's the price you
That's
have to
essentially a
pay to
large
go to
three-dimensional
the
oval
space. But
measuring 4 kilometers by 2 kilometers
certainly
by 2 kilometers that you
always
see on your
mitigate
screen
this
right now.
situation. But however, if you know
It's the
about the
final
story about
boundary putting the
NASA,
spacecraft in its
NASA
24-hour
management,
free fall
especially
trajectory.
how they handle the Challenger Challenger disaster and also Columbia disaster, you'll somehow I can say that personally you will be very disgusted with the way
So
how
while
NASA
we're
actually
under 10
treats
minutes
it
away from the
not
approach
very
ellipsoid
serious.
exit,
So
once
yeah,
the vehicle crosses it, joint
that's the problem
operations will
actually.
end.
They
So we'll
can
then
avoid this,
wrap up coverage, and
but
the responsibility of the vehicle is handed
unfortunately,
back
that's
to
how
Northrop
NASA
Grumman.
back management back then actually handles it. They just like, hey, we just launch it, hope for the best, and then when it does work, things gone wrong. But yeah,
Following a deorbit engine fairing,
but let's hope
Cygnus
the
will begin
NASA
planned
safety
re-entry, in
culture
which the spacecraft will
better
safely and
than
harmlessly
ever
burn up
in
in the
this
Earth's
day
atmosphere.
and age. because of course we don't want to see any more of this disaster. And as well, if I remember, even NASA management really had problem with how they actually handle the Apollo 1
We're under 10 minutes away
Apollo
from the
1
approach
prior to
ellipsoid
the
exit,
disaster. They just
and
like,
a unique capability
well,
of
we
the
just don't
Cygnus
care.
Space
We are
trash
still going to load
disposal.
how many
While the
how many
astronauts
kind of
aboard the International
oxygen and
Space
whatnot
Station
inside the
unloaded the
spacecraft, and
11,000
the engineers
pounds
basically
of
say, no,
Cygnus
no, 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 no,
delivered in
we should
September.
not design like
Since
that.
then, the
We
crew
should
has
just make
repacked
it
Cygnus
similar to
again with
like
trash and other
Earth's
unwanted
condition,
items
or
over the
maybe
last
at least pack it like
175
70%.
days.
But NASA said, hey, well,
Yesterday,
let's
the
just
crew
go
aboard the
roll
space
with it.
station
And
finished
when that
packing
100%
Cygnus and configured the
oxygen
spacecraft for its release
saturation
and launch
literally
today.
hits
And a
inside the
program
spacecraft,
here
and
for Sophie.
when the crew itself tries to test it, unfortunately, 1 liter spark is literally consume all of the three crews inside,
Sophie, we're about to enter a bit of turbulence
would
here,
be
so
the
that
crew for the
don't be
Apollo
too
1
concerned.
mission.
We'll
So
remain until
unfortunately, they
about
died on the
11:42, and then it's about
ground
10 minutes
ground
after that.
testing
We're
of
not
the
quite finished up
Apollo
yet.
spacecraft, leading to the redesign of the Apollo spacecraft. And then
Copy, note you two. Do you want me to leave the
and the
level
rest is the
and
history.
without the word
And yeah,
attachment on
I'm
the
sorry,
blog?
I'm a little bit off tangent, but that's basically my space flight history brief nerd there. Literally just been put there. But yeah, as we can said, hopefully NASA can beef up
And
their
Sophie, we're actually done with
safety
that view, so
uh,
you're go with your next
safety
destination.
culture preparedness here, because we don't know when another
Okay.
disaster happens again. I mean, it's not like
Just for a
NASA
quick
only
highlights
happens.
there between
Even
Capcom
the
and
Soviet
the crew aboard the
slash
station.
Russia
We
side, they
are
also
currently
have
going through
fair
a
share
period
of
of loss of signal,
incident and
so
accident as
although
well.
ground controllers will
So
continue
yeah,
to monitor the
unfortunately,
approach ellipsoid exit,
the
we are here in the
unfortunately
International Space
it's a
Station flight
pretty
control room.
tragic situation surrounding these astronauts involved in the mission. But yeah, uh, back to the topic. This is what we can see on the flight control room here in the Houston. As you can see, the Houston Mission Control, located around Texas, in the U.S., United States, as you can see.
It's Northrop's tradition to name each Cygnus spacecraft after an
Ah,
individual
so
who
you
has
can
made
hear you here
significant
this one.
contributions to human spaceflight. The NG-23 Cygnus spacecraft is named in honor of NASA astronaut William Willie McCool. McCool was an astronaut and naval aviator who piloted the 2003 Columbia spacecraft and lost his life during the mission. His naval career included over 2,800 flight hours and in 24 aircraft and more than 400 career arrestments. After being selected by NASA to become an astronaut in April 1996, he reported to the Johnson Space Center in August 1996. McCool completed 2 years of training and evaluation and was qualified for flight assessment as a pilot. Willie McCool's spaceflight career reached its pinnacle with his role as pilot of STS-107 aboard the Space Shuttle Columbia. The mission, which launched on January 16, 2003, was dedicated to scientific research, with the crew conducting approximately 80 experiments over a 16-day period. Tragically, the mission ended abruptly on February 1, 2003, when Columbia disintegrated during re-entry, just 16 minutes before the scheduled landing, resulting in the loss of McCool and his fellow crew members.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that's what actually happened on that
And
fateful day
Houston,
of
Houston, Visual
1
3.
February 2003.
Go
So
ahead.
yeah,
We've got 1 minute
unfortunately,
before an
it's
SOS
been
test.
like 23 years ago since the tragedy struck on this STS
Yes, you're coming off of taxi for
107
probably
of the
75
Columbia
knots.
Space Shuttle mission there. So the mission, for the
Disconnecting
most part,
Titan
is
in
actually
order to shorten
pretty
the rope. He didn't press
uneventful,
on the tension mechanism knob.
but the reentry
Now
does
the
have
alarm is
caused a
popping out again,
problem
so
because,
during my work
as
hours,
I've already
I do
mentioned
not advise this, but it's still
earlier,
working.
the
We're wondering if there'd
Colombia's
be any recommended
space plane there. Unfortunately, the left wing was struck by a very
We copy and we'll assess
high
en route.
speed form
Sophie, if you
that
are
basically
still on with us,
originally
we'll
should be for the
go
protective
perform step
side
2
of
in your
the
SEAC activities.
external tank, but unfortunately it was detached. It it violently detached uh, from the
And
external
while
tank
we
there,
are continuing to monitor
and
today's
practically just
operations,
supersonically
that was the voice
striking
of NASA astronaut
strike
Jessica
the
Miller speaking with
left wing of
Capcom here
the
in the room.
Columbia
Um,
space
while
shuttle there.
operations are taking place,
And
the crew is continuing to
because
go
of
about
that,
their
when it
daily
re-enters,
mission
unfortunately,
finishing
it actually
previous
hits at a
exercise.
very,
So
very
that was
critical
that conversation you heard
sensor,
right there.
critical instrumentation, and also even critical tires there to land the space shuttle. And unfortunately, that's the as a result of it, not even the OMS, the orbital maneuvering system or service, if I remember, and also RCS, the
So going back
reaction
to
control
Willie
system there,
McCool, I wanted
unfortunately
to
did
also
not
share that
able
in all
cannot
he had logged
cannot actually
15 days, 22
compensate
hours, and 20 minutes in
for
space,
the
and in
excessive
recognition of his
effect on the
exemplary
left
service
side
and
of the
sacrifice.
wing itself.
McCool was
And yeah,
posthumously awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, Congressional Space Medal of Honor, rather, the NASA Spaceflight Medal, the NASA Distinguished Service Medal, and the Defense Distinguished Service Medal. Willie McCool's legacy endures through his contributions to aviation and space exploration.
yeah. So unfortunately, all seven of the Columbia STS 107 mission, including as you can see the one of the crew, the William McCool there, unfortunately did not survive the re-entry, and as far as I know in the NASA history so far,
So
this
as
is
we continue
they
to
are
stand
the
by for the
latest
approach ellipsoid exit, we
casualty
should be happening
involving the
any minute
space
now.
flight mission. But yeah, let's hope for the best that NASA uh, did not take any shortcut anymore with the safety. I mean, they can try to accelerate some of this
If
stuff,
you're just
but
joining us,
not
we
at
are
the cost
providing
of
live departure
human
coverage
anymore.
of Northrop Grumman's
So yeah,
23rd commercial
hopefully.
resupply services mission for NASA to the space station.
And also
The
speaking about
cargo
this,
spacecraft was
if I remember
successfully
correctly,
released from the
remember
International Space
back when
Station's
I
robotic
actually
arm at 6:06
on
a.m.
my
Central, 7:06 a.m.
second
Eastern.
live stream ever about the
Once releasing is completed, a successful
Starliner,
debriefing
if I
flight that
remember
lasted
correctly.
approximately 6 minutes will be
Unfortunately,
set
one of
next, and the pilot
w-
crossed the 200-meter
by
keep-out
the time
skirt,
the
and
William
we are now standing
Sunita
by for it to cross the approach ellipsoid.
and also whatnot another one
We
crew
are
there when they
currently
try to
in flight
steer the
operations, preparing
spacecraft.
for Northrop
Unfortunately,
Grumman's team in Dulles,
it has
Virginia.
problem with the RCS. If I remember correctly, five of the thruster did not work properly, and it's like only few that actually survived the problem on the way to the International Space Station. So I can say that's actually one of the NASA's close call to the latest space casualties. But fortunately, William Sunita and her other
Once
astronaut
again, just
companion were
standing by
safely
for the
back
call out for
going
approach ellipsoid
were
exit.
able to be safely back to Earth, even though it's 6 months later. Yeah, longer than the pre-planned few days in the International Space Station. That one also I've already covered, where I specifically put on the title "Saving Stranded Astronaut," not there. So you can also go watch there if you want to. Just search on my playlist the Space Flight live stream or Space Flight live event, if I remember correctly. That one maybe I will update that name soon. You can actually watch there. I also covered uh, the crew landed back to the earth, you know. And also from what I know, William Sunita has already retired from practically anything else, no longer working anymore, basically just enjoying her life on earth, you know, just like any other standard a human being. So that's actually a pretty good thing when we talk about William Sunita. She's fortunately retired in a very good health condition. And yeah, that's a very
And
good
we
ending
just
there.
received confirmation in the room that the SS William McCool has exited the approach ellipsoid. The Cygnus XL spacecraft is now 1,000 meters away from the International Space Station.
Okay, it's already exited from
The
the
vehicle has moved
imaginary
outside of the
safety bubble,
troposphere and outside of the
epsilon there.
approach ellipsoid, the two
It's
major
now 1 kilometers
milestones that
away
take the
from the
spacecraft outside
International
the
Space
neighborhood of the
Station.
space station.
So yeah, that's actually good news we hear actually so far from the mission itself.
Joint operations between NASA's International Space
And what
Station
you're
Beacon
looking right now
Flight 1
is
and
the
Northrop
Houston
Grumman's
Mission
team in West
Control,
Virginia have now
located
concluded.
in Texas,
Northrop now leads the final
U.S.,
phase of the
United
cargo
States.
spacecraft's
This one is
trash
the
disposal
NASA's
before Cygnus will
official
be commanded to
mission
gradually
mission
lower into orbit.
mission control, as you can
It'll
see here.
execute a series of, a descent delta velocity burn Saturday morning, slowing the spacecraft to lower its altitude. And then, about 4.5 hours later into Saturday morning, the spacecraft will perform a re entry burn, once again slowing it down. This two-part braking maneuver will allow the trash-filled receptacle so it can slip out of orbit and safely burn up in Earth's atmosphere around noon central on Saturday over the Pacific.
Okay, so by the time that
Following
actually
the
happens,
rotating
it
late
should be
signals this
around.
morning, the Canada Arm 2 robotic arm uninstalled the spacecraft from its
It
port to
should
guide
been
it away from the space
by
station and into its
Sunday
release position.
midnight when that actually
SS
happens
William
in my local
Rogel
time
was
here
released from the International
in
Space
Sarawak
Station
in
this
Borneo.
morning at
So
6:06 a.m.
that's it.
Central, 7:06 a.m. Eastern, as the station was flying 260 statute
So
miles above
which
the South
so
Atlantic.
which means it's actually
Once
going to be a
released, the
reentry
Cygnus
burn,
completed a successful
another
departure
reentry
burn
burn
from
like
outside of
two
approximately
parts of
6
it.
minutes
So
and
we are
40
going to see that
seconds.
soon.
It
So
then
yeah.
crossed the Keep Out Sphere and approach ellipsoid. With that, joint operations between NASA and Northrop Grumman have been completed. Thank you so much for joining us this morning as we followed along the release and
All
departure
right.
of Northrop Grumman's 23rd Cargo Resupply Services mission for NASA to the International Space Station.
All
You can
right.
follow all things International Space Station at nasa.gov/station. This is Mission Control Houston.
All right. So that's basically it, and it's now a sign out from the NASA. So yeah, thank you so much, NASA, for streaming this live. And also for new and existing viewers, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for actually watching this. And also, I forgot to tell you that since few days ago, we have actually interesting activities regarding this mission as well. Okay, and also here, I can actually try show you the sounding rocket mission. Okay, this actually happening around. Oh, oh, this is live. Is it? Wait. Are you kidding me? Looks like we have live launches of the Rexus 36 mission. This is actually happening pretty recently. Okay. So let's go. Let's watch back on the replay. Okay. I'll okay. So this is a replay for the Rexus 36 launch. So we are going to see the replay again. This is happening around almost 2 minutes ago. And yeah, there's not much else I can tell you as well because I don't have too much time trying to explain this, but you should get the idea here. Okay, and as you can see here, almost 2 minutes ago at T minus 20 seconds, and then counting, and then T minus 15 seconds. This one I forgot to tell you. This Rexus rocket is actually using the improved Orion rocket with some payloads on board of it at the front side of it, and you can see it lift off. It's pretty fast there. Okay, it's a pretty fast rocket, Rexus 36. Pretty fast rocket. It's not even reaching around T minus zero, and it's already launched. Okay, that's pretty fast rocket here. And let's go back and on the live. And yeah, unfortunately, not much else we can see at T plus 2 minutes and 4 seconds, five like that. The flight is already continuing pretty good. So this is the Rexus 36 launch. Yeah, it's actually happening pretty soon as well. I didn't realize they actually go live pretty soon here. Let And also, if you're excuse me, I will go and find this Rexus 36 mission. What I can actually tell you based on this mission. Okay, so excuse me, I'll go and check this out. What this Rexus 36 mission is all about. Uh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so here, this is the Rexus uh, so here I'm going to tell you what you're watching is the Rexus 36 mission, but obviously there's nothing else I can show you. Pretty fast rocket, so obviously it's already passed. And also I'm going to show you another one, okay? SSC actually stands for Swedish Space Corporation, but they have already renamed themselves as SSC Space only. And this one is actually 2 days ago for the Rexus 35 mission. I'll put it here. I'll find where is the launch itself? Okay. Oh, okay. Let me actually go and actually fast forward this one. And then here you can see this is the Rexus 35 launch. Yeah, it's actually just a few days apart. And as we have already seen a few minutes ago, there is a launch of the Rexus 36. So, and also, of course, I'm going to give you guys a little bit mission of what we're going to talk about. So T minus five, four, three, two, one, and an ignition and liftoff of the Rexus 35 launch 2 days ago. And also a few minutes ago is the Rexus 35, Rexus 36 launch. So it's pretty fast rocket, but unfortunately we did not hear anything visual any how do I say we did not hear any audible sounds there of the rocket launches there. And I forgot to tell you this one is they are using the improved Orion rocket as their basis for the Rexus rocket mission there. So yeah, and here I can tell you a little bit about this mission, the Rexus 35, 36. So as the name suggests, for the Rexus 35 mission, there's actually two missions involved there. Not the first one is the Apex mission, the auroral polarization experiment. This one from the University of Graz, Australia. Austria, sorry, almost mentioning as Australia, whatever. And also HARTS, the hybrid atmospheric reentry thermal shield from the Technical University of Košice. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Slovakia. So this is it. This is the mission patch as well. And also also, a few minutes ago, we have the launch of the Rexus 36 carrying the Viper payload there. Viper stands for Vibromechanical and Inertial Positioning Experiment on Rocket from the University of La Sapienza, Italy. So you can see the serpents wrapping around the uh, around the Rexus rocket here, the specifically the improved Orion rocket here. So you can see it's pretty interesting. Yeah, all right. So this is the Apex mission. What the goal, what they're actually doing for this one, we are specifically talking about the Rexus 35 mission. For the Apex mission, the auroral polarization experiment, their goal is actually to demonstrate the measurement of the polarization of the aurora borealis, the northern lights, and possibly they might do this in the future, maybe if they decided they want to go with the CubeSat itself, a CubeSat architecture, so they can do this study much more further as well. And as you have already known, recently the sun is pretty much active with its sunspot and whatnot, and the flare itself. So that's why the This study is pretty important as well. And of course, one of the broader field of the space weather, very important because I think maybe some of you guys actually heard before that the uh, Airbus A300, if I remember correctly, there's around 6,000 plus of it were affected due to the sun's practically aggressively launching its how do I say solar photon flux and whatnot hitting directly on the earth. There's still like some boundary protective there, but because of that, it causes a lot of problem with the instrumentation and also even the electronical and also electrical inside the space inside the aeroplane. But fortunately, everything is good there, and they are going to use this to make good models and also to make better predictions with it. And it's actually equipped with the two cameras with band pass filter that only allows the light, the red and also green aurora light to pass through the camera. Of course, it does have its own sensor chip as well, installed with the three-axis stabilized gimbal, so you can keep pointing the camera so as well, and also to and also whatnot. And also it does have the it actually using the system that determines the hourglass positioning relative to the rocket itself, but it says by using a prediction algorithm by combining the sun sensors and also the magnetometers, aka the three axis compasses. So that's why this is it. If you really want to know the dimension size as well, already mentioned here, around 265 millimeters by 190 millimeters by 340 millimeters, and the mass itself is 6.2 kilograms, with the power consumption up to 50 watt. We are talking about 50 watt per hour. So yeah, this is what we hear so far, and you can go to this website if you're very interested. But I'm not going to prolong this too much. And this one is for the hearts, as you already know, the hybrid atmospheric reentry thermal shields. Essentially, they are developing a thermal protection system, developing the ablative shielding system. So when spacecraft actually re-enters back to the Earth, it will be able to return back safely as it can be. So that's why they okay. So basically, what they are doing on this hybrid, as the name itself suggests, it actually combining the ablative shield system, the something that will be burned into the atmosphere, with the active helium-based cooling system. So basically, not only it will chip out of this all of this material heat from the bottom of the spacecraft, the protective layer, but as well by using the helium cooling system, for, it is hoped that it will able to absorb some of the heat as well, so it's not going to chip out the thermal protective system as much as possible. So that's basically what it's actually do. And it says there's like two layer of it. The first layer, the outer one, it handles the initial high heat load, essentially gradually burning it away, while the internal channel inside the shield actually carries the helium gas to actively remove additional heat as well. So yeah, and and they propose that this system, this helium left over from the pressurizing rocket fuel tanks, will essentially release when the peak heating occurs, which will absorb and also dissipate the thermal energy as well. So that's why they actually do this mission as well. And if you cannot see on what is it, it actually uh, consists of the four parts there. There's the top part is the recovery system, the middle one here is the module bay, and also the most important thing on the bottom side is the heat shield. As you can see, this is how it actually works. And on the recovery system, you can see there is like the helium tank to actually actively cool the heat shield as well, so it's not going to chip off itself too much. And as you can see, there's like rocket. No. There's like a fin. It's stabilize the fin itself to guide it to the correct position so it can be enter spec correctly. And as you can see here, okay, as you can see, there's another four part on the inside there. The experiment module, the RMU. I'm not sure RMU actually stands for because they did not specify here on this page, but they should be able to specify it when we actually visited to this website. So as you can see, this is how it actually looks like. Spin stabilization reentry system there. And what is RMU stands for rocket mounted unit, and FFU actually stands for free falling unit. So the rocket mounted unit actually will be designed complemented together with the free falling unit. The FFU will be actually designed to be ejected out of the Rexus rocket using the RMU ejection system. And of course, it does have all what it needs. It has thermal sensors, inertial measurement devices, aka units, to monitor the performance during the free fall of the mission of the Rexus 35, which actually happened 2 days ago. And also, apparently, it's also for the measurement of the aerothermodynamic parameters such as surface temperature, also heat flux, and also test the functionality of the helium cool temperature regulation layer incorporated into the heat shield structure. So, and afterward, all of the flight data is saved and then recovered using satellite transmitted GNSS positional system, and also using the parachute recovery system to evaluate and see if this able to reduce the cost of the system itself. So this is how the launch actually looks like. You can see FFU ejection, aerodynamic heating and helium venting, parachute release, and then touchdown and recovery. So that's basically how the mission actually goes with this one, this Rexus 35 mission. As you can see, it's pretty cool. Spin stabilized reentry system. So yeah. And also, how about this one? For the Apex mission here. Maybe there's some. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It can actually carry up until 80 kilometers for the Rexus rocket. But however, in some best cases, it can also reach up until 200 kilometers on certain situations. So yeah, you can see. Okay. Not much else we can discuss anymore. And yeah. And also for this one, the Rexus 36 mission, as you can see, pretty cool logo there. Let me go back into the dark mode because it's blinding my eyes as well. Just same as you guys there. Okay, so this Viper mission actually involves uh, three three experimental campaigns that actually designed to address key challenges with this one three here. The first one is the launch vehicle structural dynamics, payload performance, and navigation technologies. So this one is the sole dedicated mission. So the first experimental campaign about the dynamic system characterization actually focus on the analysis of the variation of model frequencies and mod shapes of the Rexus rocket itself throughout its flight. Okay, and how it's done? It deploys sensors, lots of sensors there, along the main axis of the sound rocket, so it can actually record data necessary for the operational modal analysis. And it says by monitoring it, it is actually crucial to actually verify the accuracy of the predictive models, and also remains for optimization of the structural design as time goes by. And for the second, and also for the second experimental campaign here, it actually developed the vibration uh, mitigation strategies for payload system, especially for the CubeSat system, because you need to remember this rocket by the time if it launch, of course, it's going to introduce lots of vibration, sometimes even. oscillation and whatnot. So by confirming this design and also identify it, they can actually test out the way on how to do this by testing the new innovative materials and probably to optimize structural junctions, and also it will be the data will be acquired to optimize the CubeSat qualification protocols, and also still while still ensuring compliance with industry standards for launch vehicle, aka known as the rocket compatibility. And also finally, last experiment involved the development and validation of the distributed inertial navigation system, INS here. So it uses tons of initial sensors and also incorporate noise reduction algorithms, basically to ensure that only important navigation sensors that will be recorded to enhance the accuracy and also robustness of the navigation solution during the flight mission itself. Okay, with the main objective being the augmentation of the excuse me augmentation of the produced estimate position for real-time navigations navigation applications. So that's basically how the mission actually looks like. And yeah, apparently it actually involved a team of 14 students from the university. So actually two universities, Sapienza University of Rome, and also Roma Tre University in Rome, Italy. All right, so that's it. It's actually involving these two departments, Sapienza Space System and Space Surveillance Laboratory, S5 Lab, and also Structural Dynamics Laboratory, STL. So that's basically it. And also for their first year master's courses in space and aeronautical astronautical engineering, and also even aeronautical engineering, and also even three students are currently enrolling to the aeronautical and space engineering PhD program. Wow, that's actually cool. You know, I wish I actually able to learn this stuff, but well, I'm just a computer science student. I don't know, man. I don't know. But here, as you can see, this is the Viper. Okay, fortunately, not much else were cut there. So this is how it actually looks like inside the experiment module itself. There is like upper part, lower part, module, and finally I'm used there. Initial measurement units there. And this one actually subdivides to two part. The upper part, as you can see, hopefully, oh yeah, it didn't cut that much. Okay, that's fine. There is like there's another five parts inside the upper part. The first one is the electronics box lid, and also the wall itself, the assembly, and also there is like a wall-mounted bulkhead, the shelf itself to hold it together, and also bulkhead brackets there, with tons of screws and brackets and whatnot to attach it together inside the payload itself. And for the lower part, okay, also good, not much were cut there. The lower part is the lid part here, okay, and also the CubeSat structure just to test out how it looks like, and CubeSat plate. There's like rod there inside there, and also there's spacer to spacing it out so it would be able to properly handle it correctly. Yeah, spacer there with the rails, tons of rails is it, and also the damper system. So most of the shock, mechanical stress, and whatnot would be absorbed by this damper itself, and even the lid, and also some of the rod itself. So the cube set inside it would be safe, and also the bulkhead to attach it together. So, and once it attached together, it become like this one on the screen itself. And yeah, and here is the Team Viper here. So yeah, from this image here, visible here, there's 10 people in this team, with another four not included in this picture. Maybe these four cannot come right on time. Okay, but either way, it's still good there. pretty good team there. And as you can see, the experiment in a nutshell, the objective already covered there. And I can tell you the dimensions itself listed as followed: 356 millimeters by 356 millimeters by 300 by 220 millimeters. Yeah, correction. And the mass itself almost 4.2 kilograms, or if we want to be specific, it will be around 4.298 kilograms. The pole consumption almost 9.2 watts per hour, or specifically 9.197 watt per hour. So basically, that's I've already covered for in the ground for the Viper mission, and also for this Apex and also Hearts mission. The former two, Apex and also Hearts mission, were launched on Rex's 35 mission, and a few tense minutes ago, the Viper mission were launched on Rex's 36. So yeah, fortunately we are not losing much of the coverage, and even then it's not super duper exciting. But yeah, sounding rocket launches these days, especially watch it on live. It's pretty rare in comparison to what used to be like around, let's say around uh, 10, 9, 8 years ago. So yeah, I really do miss sounding rocket launches. I mean, it's a pretty interesting event. Back then, I remember NASA used to launch a lot of sounding rocket mission from Wallop's flight facility. It's just like, uh, just just next to the just next to the Mars spaceport, the Mid-Atlantic regional spaceport. So yeah, I do really miss that event a lot by then. And yeah, I forgot to open the music, but it's okay. Let's have a good discussion instead. Okay. And also, I'm going to try cover this. There's also another one that's also as exciting as it can be. The Firefly Alpha Block Block 2 Block 1 launch. We will see there should should be. Yeah, I'm going to show you the launch from the Firefly Aerospace here. This one live almost 12 hours ago, so I can show you here. Okay. Ooh, ooh, that's grating my ears. So as you can see, this one is T minus 31 seconds. So I'll open up my here. Okay, Firefly, Firefly. Sorry. Okay, and let me small this a bit. Okay, so let's watch the Firefly Alpha FLTA 007 launch. This one is on replay as well. I'll just combine this together because unfortunately I missed this one. So very very sorry for anyone that actually looking forward for my stream. Yeah, unfortunately I overslept. I don't have good sleep lately, but I'll try my best. And let's watch. T minus 30 seconds.
T minus 30 seconds. Fly high, Aaron.
Yeah,
Alpha's in autonomous mode.
so here we go. T minus
Nominal
15,
CVC motion.
14,
Put a
13,
rain curtain.
12, 11, 10,
T
9,
minus 10,
8,
9,
7,
8,
6,
7,
5,
6,
4,
5,
3,
4,
2,
3,
1.
2,
Ignition
1.
of the River rocket engine there. All
Ignition
all
and
fours.
liftoff.
And liftoff from the and then replay liftoff from the
Transition to
Vandenberg
ascent
Space Force
operations.
Base
CRC
from the
1435.
Slick 2
Operators transition to ground
West
channel for
launches
safety.
of the Firefly Alpha FLTA 007 launch. And this launches is actually the final launch for the Firefly Alpha Block 1. But specifically on this mission, there is modification that were actually involved here. Specifically from what I know, inside inside the first stage rocket there, it's actually loaded with the newly in-house battery system, and also even the computer system, navigation system, and whatnot. But most of it were actually run on background mode rather than on the forefront mode. So of course the this flight is actually intended to build a flight heritage mission um, for the Firefly Alpha Block 2 later on, which will also maybe flown by this year as well. And as you already see, it actually reaches max Q in this replay flight around T plus 1 minutes and 16 seconds into the flight. As you can see on this replay, the velocity and also the altitude were increasing on a very, very good steady rate. And yeah, it's not the best view we can get, but as much as we can get there. And on this flight, you can see as the rockets itself going faster and faster, and also going up layer to the atmosphere. Eventually, there's almost like, how do I say, almost no atmospheric pressure to actually keep hold of the rocket exhaust there. So eventually it will expanding to the infinity. So that's why by the time second stage were actually ignited. That's why on the second stage it's actually designed to be very, very expanding nozzle there, extended there, to ensure that it can actually capture most of the actually capture most of the lost thrust, most of the pressure causes by the almost absence of the atmospheric pressure there. So that's why you can see it's pretty big nozzle here in comparison of the first stage there, which actually houses 4 river engine. If I remember, on the second stage, it actually
bit of a delay on that.
it actually, if I remember,
There's that booster falling back to the earth.
Yep.
it's actually a Miranda Miranda second stage. If I remember, it's basically a modified rocket engine from the River first stage. Basically, just like most of
So it does look
the
like some
rocket
of
engine these
those
days. So
experimental
yeah,
cameras we had on board, we were not getting a
and you
signal.
can
We wanted
see
to show
on
it to you
the
on the live
second
well.
stage on this
Maybe we got 'em
replay
back.
launch, you can see it's pretty
Hey,
beautiful
I'll
there.
take it. They heard me talking, Morgan.
And of
Yeah,
course,
we heard you
there's
talking
like a
bad.
black body radiation there. The red glowing is actually causes by the
So here we see stage
burning of
2
the
continuing
hydrocarbon
on.
fuel there. If I
Curve the
remember
direction back down. That might
specifically, it's
actually be
actually
the sort of port of
it's
Vandenberg. You can
essentially
see
a
the
super refined kerosene,
coast in the
dubbed as
background there.
the rocket propellant one
I
there,
would love to confirm for you, but
with
I'm awful at
practically
geography.
little to no uh,
This
lead
is a long
metal
burn.
as much as possible, to ensure that it's not going to
As that stage
damage the
2
rocket engine
starts
itself,
to pick up
and
that
also
orbital
including the
velocity.
system
Stage 1 is really about getting up
inside
out
of
of the
the
denser atmosphere, getting some
propellant, and also
altitude.
even the
Where
lining
stage
itself.
2's
So
job is to
that's why they
accelerate
have to
around the
use
planet.
this super refined
Getting in orbit is
kerosene.
sort of
So
a
that's
game
why.
of going fast enough that as you fall towards the Earth, it curves away from you and you miss it. So just adding
And as
velocity, you can see on the
already
telemetry
can see, the
there in the lower
altitude has
left-hand
already
corner.
been reaching around 200 kilometers plus into the flight, and velocity almost in this flight almost 13,000 kilometers per hour.
Back in mission control,
And in order to actually reach
be
the
keeping an eye
how do
on
we
all the
call
data
this
that's coming
as
back
the
down.
in
Man,
order
you
to
can't really see
actually
the flames themselves, but you can see the
reach
heat
orbital
the flames make
velocity,
in that nozzle
at
potential.
least for the most of the cases,
The sort of
it
radiation,
needs to
the
reach almost
black body radiation, the
28,000
red glow there
to
coming
almost
through the nozzle.
28,000 kilometers per hours in order to properly
This is where that
orbiting
blue
around the
has
Earth,
really
and
expanded.
also
There's just no
to ensure
atmosphere
there is
to
no
make
problem
a
and
pencil
whatnot.
plane, right?
Yeah.
And also, if you actually see,
As a reminder,
interestingly
we will
enough,
be burning
after
until
it
T
actually
plus 8
reaches
minutes
the
and 2
space, the
seconds, so
Kármán line
that's when we
around
should experience
100
Suguwa.
kilometers and altitude plus Mach and what so on, you can actually notice, pretty interestingly, there is no fairing separation involved here, because you need to remember they are actually testing out
Now's a good time. If you're watching the live
testing out
stream,
the
let us
flight
know. Were you able
heritage
to see
hardware
Alpha?
upgrade
Do
for
it right there
the
in the chat if you saw it. Tell us where
in
you were watching
preparation for
from,
the
or hey,
Block
if
2
you didn't
upgrade.
see it, say I was
Block
watching
2
from
upgrade
Portland.
is
Didn't quite see
basically
it. The sun was in our
added
eyes, or
around
whatever your situation was.
almost 2 meters
But we would love to
of
see
or
which one
around
you were able to see.
it actually added 2 meters 2 meters height, 2 meters length of the rocket itself. Both planned for the upgrade, both of the first stage and also second stage. But however, the rocket itself is pretty much identical. It's like the stretch version of this current initial block one.
2 plus
I
6
mean,
minutes.
by
Spartan
now it's
range,
not
going to
even
run.
can be called as the
I didn't mean to say it.
in the
2 plus 6
use
minutes.
anymore. The block one has
Those
already
folks
been
in Grumman,
launched and
they're on
already
it.
been exhausted. So we're going to see the new coming for the block two. Firefly Alpha Block 2, that one will be debuted sometimes around this year. It should not be that long since there is
Man,
no
what a beautiful
failure,
shot.
fortunately.
That is
It's all
fantastic.
success here. So, yeah, fantastic. And
Yeah,
I
it just shows
hope
onboard
for the
cameras, and they're
best
just for
that
you.
Firefly
I appreciate
Aerospace will
that.
be very successful, just like
I like to say we put them on for the
uh,
viewers.
just just like Rocket Lab, you know. I can even call
Probably
Rocket
actually for
Lab
the engineers, but you know.
basically a SpaceX of small leaf rocket
Now,
launches.
as a
So yeah,
reminder,
hope
we
for the
do
best
expect
they
that
will be
Seco
able to survive
at 2
after
plus 8 minutes, so
Astra
just
space
over a minute from now.
mishap with their
And we do
rockets
have an expected loss of signal.
and also launcher
The
one no
stage
longer
2
in
will be
flight
going
after
over the
like
curve of
five,
the Earth,
six
no longer have
launches,
direct line
seven
of sight
2
launches.
plus
back
7
to
Yeah,
that
minutes.
ground station
because Virgin Orbit basically gone
that is
bankrupt,
sending us these fantastic views right now.
and the man itself, the Sir
So we'll give you a little bit more
Brandon,
information
Brandon, if I remember correctly,
about how you can keep
that
up with the
BNA
mission.
guy, he didn't want to bail out the company. So unfortunately, even
As
that one is a
Alpha
lost
continues its
lost
way.
cause. Even though the idea of the air launch orbital rocket is pretty interesting, and so far, from my experience, from what I can tell, as a person that actually follows the space flight stuff and whatnot,
Just about 30 seconds
Launcher
left in
1
the
is
burn
actually
here.
the second successful air launch orbital rocket in history after the Pegasus um, rocket that was developed by the Northrop Grumman. So yeah. And also speaking about the Pegasus
ISS has reached the
rocket, speaking about the Pegasus rocket,
Good
we
program
might see the
progress.
launch of it sometimes
2 plus
around
8 minutes. Mark.
June in this year, or specifically 1st June, around
Seco.
Gawai Celebration Day here in Borneo. So hopefully I can cover
Nominal
that
orbit
soon.
insertion.
And after that, you can see not long after that, around uh,
Beautiful.
T plus 8 minutes and 10 seconds,
Fantastic.
Miko,
No, it's
main
good.
engine
Cameras
cut
there on the
off.
rocket, just a little bit of a desync, but we
And
will
yeah.
take it. You heard the call out, Seco,
And
and then
fortunately
you saw
successfully
just a couple seconds later the latency from that
injected into the
fantastic-looking camera, by the way.
into the
Thank you,
orbit itself.
Firefly.
Oh, you're welcome.
Came through there, but we are just about to come up on that
Yeah,
expected.
and as you can see
Yeah, so once
from
we
their
do begin
reaction, they
comms,
are
once we
actually
pass over another ground
pretty
station, the teams will
happy.
review the data, not datal, to confirm
Yeah,
nominal
so
performance.
you can see
So stay
pretty
tuned
smiling
for
face
Firefly
there.
socials for
Fortunately,
more
they
updates, 'cause
know
again, we won't
this
stay
mission
live
is
for
actually a
maximum
pretty
40 plus
huge,
minutes to an
good
hour.
success there.
Yep.
So yeah,
And over there
it's
we do
actually
have
pretty
the
nice.
social
So
media
let's go
handle.
with
It's
the
at
launch
Firefly.
replay. So another angle of the launch replay itself. So you can see pretty interesting. Here is actually a long range optical tracking camera tracking the rocket itself. You can see pretty interesting, even with the Vandenberg mountain range view there. Pretty interesting. And you can see another view one attached. Here is it. Pretty interesting, isn't it? Robotically controlled CCTV there. Closed circuit television camera there. You can see. Pretty interesting view. And should be able to see. Here is the view of the launch pad inside it. And as you can see, the reason why there is like water garden system there is to suppress most of the acoustic vibration and also even the sound of the as a result of the as a resultant of the rocket launches there, especially the exhaust, because it's a pretty noisy launches. So that's why it's pretty important to have water garden system there. water garden sound suppression system. You can see. And inside the launch pad, you can see the view facing the rocket engines itself on the side of the rocket engines, and then later on you can see a view from top down of the launch pad, and then later on another view from bottom to top. You can see pretty magnificent view of the Firefly Alpha launches of the FLT-07 block. This one is the block 1, the last launch of the block 1 iteration ever, and hopefully it's going better than previously when I tried to cover the FLT-006 launch carrying the LM400 demo launches for the Lockheed Martin. Unfortunately, even I myself actually was surprised why there's missing long nozzle there, you know. But fortunately, as time goes by, we know the reason why. The first stage booster unfortunately exploded on the stage separation, and that resultant of the pressure wave there. Unfortunately, also rupturing the long extended nozzle of the second stage rocket there. So that's the problem as well. So yeah, that's why it's pretty need to be very careful. And I also will going to show you guys another one. Okay, because there is another two that actually uh, I'm not able to cover. Yeah, for the EchoStar 25, I'm able to cover. So I'm going to use this source from Cygnus. So thank you, Cygnus, uh, for giving some of the news there. I've already covered the EchoStar 25 launch on board the Falcon 9 Block 5 rocket by SpaceX. Yeah, so fortunately. Oh, for the Kairos rocket as well, I did not. I'm unable to actually cover that. So I'm also going to tell you guys. Oh, yeah. So looks like from what I can tell. Let me see. Did I actually cover this Crew 12 docking? Hmm, I don't know. But yeah, yeah. If I remember, I did not cover it. Or what? But either way, I've already covered the Crew 12 launch, but the docking side maybe I covered, maybe I don't. Yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, and also almost 2 weeks ago, there is the undocking of the CRS 33 Dragon spacecraft there. So I'm going to let you guys actually watch there. So this is the mission
And we have
patch.
confirmation that the Dragon spacecraft has undocked from the International Space Station at 11:05 a.m. Central, 12:05 p.m. Eastern, as the space station was traveling 260 statute miles over western Argentina.
Mhm. 33, right? Yeah.
Station Houston, Dragon departure burn 0 complete.
Okay. So this is the undocking itself. This one you can see on the replay. Yeah, speaking about the undocking, because we have um because around because an hour plus ago we have undocking of the CR of the CRS NG-23. So yeah, it's pretty fitting and aptly so. So you can see this is how the time lapse actually goes by. How it actually been done almost 2 weeks ago. So you can see, pretty interesting there. And also another one I will cover as well. I'm going to cover. Let me see, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, um, the htv-x one. All right.
And the release has been commanded.
Yeah. So this one another replay.
Release occurring at 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern Time. htv-x1 now flying free over the central Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, so almost a week ago. Oh, interesting. Na na. Na 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 na. Yeah, some of you guys actually know these classical music pieces as how do I say for the Freddy's jump scare uh, initial jump scare song on the first Five Nights at Freddy, the first one, before it eventually kills you inside inside the uh, uh, inside the Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria, if I remember. Okay, that one is even interesting as well. All right. So that's another interesting one we can see there. And I'm going to show you guys here. Fortunately, it actually shows full launches. So this one will be the last one. And also, even I myself actually surprised, still surprised on this outcome. Okay. So give me time a little bit. Okay. I'll make it running. Okay. So don't worry, guys. If you actually hear hear something in the background, that's not me. We are still trying to keep this channel friendly, but unfortunately, that's not something I can control on my side. I can I can only I can only control this one. So yeah, this is it. This is you can see the launches appears to be pretty good on here. Yeah, initially, up until around almost T plus 1 minutes and 20 seconds, the flight is looking pretty nominal. But eventually, when on the, but eventually on the one T plus 1 minutes and around 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 seconds into the flight, the mission control teams decided that the rockets cannot completed its trajectory safely. Hence, they were forced to activate the FTS, the flight termination system there. So that's why. And you will see here soon what happens next. It actually still surprised me till this day. As you can see, something is popping there, and then kaboom! It exploded. Uh, at least at least from my speculation, what might happen is that I suppose that possibly what happened when the FTS flight termination system actually activated, the first stage actually exploded, but the second stage were essentially ignited prematurely as well, or maybe I don't know, whatever is it. As you can see, afterward, the regardless of what outcome is it, you can see the the Kairos rocket specifically for this flight 3 mission. You can see it's actually tumbling side by side, 360. From what I can tell, the rotation could be around, I don't know, 40, 50 rotation per minute, RPM. So that's basically what happens as well in this mission. Yeah, so unfortunately, this mission of the Kairos Flight 3 were not able to be done according to the flight mission as well. So yeah, unfortunately. And yeah, even for this supposed Kairos Flight 3 launch mission, probably I'm going to keep most of this stream that I did not be that I can't go stream for now. I'll keep it for my safekeeping, to be able to reuse for on another next flight. Anyways, so yeah. And of course, we are reaching in the end of our stream. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching whole of the undocking mission of the of this, how do I say, what do you call, yeah, for the undocking of the Northrop Grumman's NG CRS NG-23 from the International Space Station, and as it going so it's going to be headed back to the Earth, so that one we are going to see. It's over the course of a few days, it's going to be rented back into the Point Nemo, essentially a place around the Pacific Ocean where there's basically no land, there's no aeroplane, nothing around the bodies of the water, not even a land itself or even civilization. So hopefully we'll be able to enter back to Earth in a peaceful manner, because the mission has already been done. And unfortunately, unlike the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft, it's not reusable. So yeah, they have to build a new one every time they have to go for it. And yeah, once again, I need to tell you a disclaimer: if you hear someone's literally speaking very, very vulgarly or rude, that's not me. That's something I unfortunately cannot control. I'm very, very sorry in advance. That's not intended on my part. Yeah, I'll try to keep this channel family friendly as possible, because especially YouTube or literally any streaming site, they will find a way to take down your stream if there's literally anything bad literally going by. I mean, it's not as worse as if I tried to say anything vulgar swear word within the first 30 seconds, but who knows, anything can change, because, well, that's streaming platform for you. They can just arbitrarily change that rule anytime soon. So if the new management or even shareholder just decided they just want to go shift that goalpost, whatever, so on, even your old video, that one can still be struck down, just because they decided to just retroactively apply to your old video. So yeah, I'll try to be very careful, but that's why I put this disclaimer in the first place. So YouTube or literally any future streaming platform I'm going to go at some point, I don't know, maybe even Twitch, maybe even, yeah, any places that would be suitable for this kind of content, maybe even PeerTube. So that's why I need to tell you this disclaimer in the first place. Anything, if you hear some bad word, vulgar word, swear word, that's not on me. And if I intended, and if I how do I say, if I accidentally said it, I'm very, very sorry. Maybe so far the closest I actually said something similar to that. It's around the Starship IFT-8 flight, but it's not like vulgar word. No. It's like OMG, something like that. Yeah. So that's pretty close, pretty close, but nowhere that worse compared to swear, vulgar word, or even rude word. So sorry in advance as well if you see it, or even if you hear it. So yeah, that's basically the life of it. If you're living in a hostel, you have to deal with it. And anyhow, thank you everybody for watching, and also thank you for new viewers, and also even existing viewers for watching around my channel. You guys actually rocks. Yeah, you guys, girls, and literally whoever else watching this channel, you rock. You're actually one of the reason why I keep doing this kind of stream, even though I don't have any big fan bases here, not as big as literally anyone else across the planet, but That's actually pretty typical. Nothing to fret about, you know. Just keep talking. Just keep talking. Keep being passionate about space flight. Maybe even passionate, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. If you're very interested in video games, do it. Just do it. Even though I can say in terms of video games, at least for what I can see on basically every streamers already covered it to death, and even VTuber already done it to death. So I don't want to cover it. So I decided, at least on the English speaking side, VTuber scene, on the space flight stuff, I want to cover it because that's my passion stuff. I want to do it. I will keep doing it, even though if I'm busy in the future, I will do it. If I can find a way to make a room for it, I will do it, because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some crazy English mentality there. We be crazy. We go live, regardless. There is money. There's no money. Let's do it. Let's just keep the spirits up. Just be crazy. We go live stream. This is what this platform is actually for. So you can keep talking about what you're very interested. Okay. So that's it. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it, everybody. So yeah. And also, I don't know, I don't even like to pester my subscriber base, or even would be future subscriber base as well. But I don't know, you can go share this, share my channel, share my videos, upcoming stream and whatnot, to anyone who are very interested, and maybe go ahead. You can click likes, or you don't want, that's up to you. You want to subscribe, also up to you. You can also do it. But you want to go, apparently from what I heard, there's actually like hard features. If you can actually click up until 3 times, maybe you can also do it. I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to babysit you about that one. You decide yourself. Okay, you as a viewers have the power to do this. Okay, I can only just tell you about this, but it's up to you what you want to do. I'm not going to babysit you. Just like some polite, gentle reminder. That's all. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And also, I'm going to cover the launches of the Long March 8A that will carry the SatNet Leo group number 20. That one will be 9 satellites on board. So we are going to see that soon, around 3:30 a.m. here, local time, on 13 March 2026, local time here in Sarawak, in Borneo. So keep that in mind. I'm going to stream that soon, okay? So don't worry. I will see you guys, girls, or literally everybody else. Doesn't matter what your gender. It's okay. I'm going to see you, everyone, soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and goodbye. And stay passionate on space flight, on video games, or literally anything else you're very interested on it. Keep being passionate. You can do it. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Take care and goodbye. See ya on few hours from now. And I'm going to have some good amount of sleep. Okay. So thank you, everybody. Goodbye. Take care. And that's it. There's literally nothing else we want to say. So that's it. Go ahead. Take rest. Don't worry about anything else. Just go. Do it. You can leave this stream. It's okay. Just do it. Take care of your own health. Do whatever you want. So that's it. Bye-bye.